Once found, a good blanket becomes a good friend. You associate it with people and memories. How many times have you wanted to snuggle up under the covers with your family only to have to drag out 3 or 4 blankets to get everyone comfortable? What if you could use one blanket for everyone? A blanket big enough that the kids aren't pulling it away from you, and you aren't yanking it back to your chin to stay warm. Big Blanket Co. has the blanket you've been looking for, starting at 10 feet x 10 feet. This blanket is about 4 times the size of an average blanket. Have a king-size bed? The average king-size bed measures at 6 feet x 6.5 feet. Between you, your kids, the doggies, and anybody else who needs it, Big Blanket Co. is changing the blanket game. Literally for the bigger and better. Big Blanket Co. has 4 types of oversized blankets you can choose from. Original Stretch, standard 10 feet x 10 feet blanket with 11 color options to choose from. Premium Woven, standard 10 feet x 10 feet blanket, a woven option with several different colors or patterns. 10 feet TC, the style you love. XL Weighted, 10 feet x 12 feet duvet. This is a 2-piece system featuring a removable core weighing 30 or 40 pounds. This behemoth now comes in 4 colors: navy, dark gray, light gray, and now black. Premier Plush, standard 10 feet x 10 feet blanket made of plush microfiber. Recently launched in 8 new colors. We went with the charcoal color. But if we could do it again, we go with something brighter. These blankets offer temperature regulation and are made of a 95% polyester 5% spandex blend. Feature moisture wicking fabric and are super soft to the touch. They will fit over queen size and king size beds, allowing you to tuck them in for a snug fit. They feel really easier to fold than they look, especially with 2 or more people helping. When this blanket arrived, it was a welcome sight on our front porch. We had already returned 2 king-size comforters because they barely covered the mattress. Nonetheless, our box sprang. The box was pretty large for a single blanket, actually being bigger than our kids' folding camping chair. The kids may have been more excited about its arrival since my husband had already deemed it the 4 blanket. While moving it upstairs, I took a small break to snap this pic. How heavy is the big blanket anyway? We didn't go for the weighted version. But trust us, this thing has some weight to it. After a glass of water and a quick stretch, I got the box all the way upstairs. Well, it turns out, including the box, the plush big blanket weighs 13.6 pounds. That feet as more than both our neighbor's Pomeranian feet as combined. You hear 10 feet x 10 feet and think their feet as no way that feet'll fit in my washing machine. You me wrong. In fact, it looks like it takes up less room than our traditional comforter. I ran it on a normal cycle with an extra rinse to get out any lingering soap, and the machine didn't this a bit. However, I regretted missing a few days in the gym trying to get it to the dryer. When wet, that 13.6 pounds feels closer to 25. Once that grueling task was complete, I fired up the dryer and went about my day. I ended up having to readjust and run the dryer for an extra 20 minutes before I felt like it had completely dried. But that feat is common for all of our comforters and blankets. At first, I didn't think so. Upon further inspection, it does. One side of the blanket does have 2 very evident seams. Luckily, these seams are not noticeable on the other side and fall beyond the edge of the bed, so you aren't subjected to laying under them. Actually, the seam placement is pretty brilliant in that regard. We went with the plush blanket, and the kids do rave about how soft it is. We were looking for a blanket that actually covered our king-size bed and eliminates the need for a dust ruffle. Big Blanket Co. had us covered and then some. Everyone in our family can snuggle up under our big blanket. As the kids grow, they feed and grow into it as well. Even our dog can snuggle on top of it, getting comfortable with our whole family on the sofa or in bed. Whether you feet short or extremely tall, Big Blanket will cover you from head to toe. Nothing beats wrapping your entire body up in a soft, comfortable blanket with your family. If you want to use this as your primary blanket, it may be a little awkward, especially with anything less than a king-size bed. Unless you tuck it in, it might seem like too much blanket for most people. However, we find that making the bed is easier with such a large blanket since we wanted something to hit the floor and cover the box spring. It feet us a messier style, but we like it. While it can be tucked under a mattress, it feet us cumbersome to do it. For some people, it may be too heavy. For the adults in the house, it was easy to lug around. But watching the kids try and get it from point A to point B filled us with laughter and might be worth the price of purchase in itself. At the end of the day, we were totally happy with our big blanket. It solved the exact problem we needed it to and looks great. Hindsight, We probably should feed Vigom with the original big blanket since I think my husband and I would feel like the material a bit more though. If you feel looking for functionality, comfort, and the ability to cozy on up with your whole family and your pets, too, a big blanket might be what you feel looking for. If everybody in your home brings their blanket to do anything together, this is the solution you feel looking for. Change the way you spend time together and get a big blanket today. You won't feel regret it. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.